Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. The city has applied for the NGDISM grant, which stands for National Gas Distribution Infrastructure and Safety and Modernization. We've applied for a $7.2 million grant. It's for gas zones 19 and 20, which I guess you could say roughly Bayou Rapids, Texas Avenue, George's Lane, Henson Bayou. That's kind of the area we're talking about. And during the 80s and the 90s, we replaced a lot of our low-pressure steel gas system. We had grants for that. This is the high-pressure zone, and it was not included in that replacement. This infrastructure has been in place since the 1950s, and it's due for replacement. And if we were successful in securing this grant, we would need a consultant to help us manage that grant. So by selecting this consultant, there's no money involved unless we acquire the grant. And if we do acquire the grant, then it's actually administered by PHMSA. They pay 100%, even the engineering costs, but we have to pay the engineer first, prove payment to the engineer, and then they reimburse us back. The grant will reimburse us back. So that's another story for another day. This is a good opportunity for us to replace our old, aging steel infrastructure that we're in desperate need of replacing. And I think it's a good opportunity. I'm hopeful that we'll get the grant. The application is in, and we're just waiting on their review and hopefully approval.
So it's, for us, it's a wash on the money.
Yes, sir.
And all we have to do is front it, and then we get it back. And I remember when we did the other lines, it was some pretty serious stuff, and that's right when we got the directional bore and stuff. And so hopefully they can do it a little quicker this time when it's time to do it, or those bigger lines.
It's about, estimated about 17 miles of pipeline infrastructure that we're replacing from steel to polyethylene plastic pipe.
All right, now, what was the grant we applied for? We, the city.
It's the Natural Gas Distribution Infrastructure Safety and Modernization.
The cost, that was it. How much?
Oh, the cost is $7.2 million, Mr. Green.
$7.2 million, okay, sir, thank you.
And we put two priorities on there. Gas Zone 19 is priority 1, and it's $3.55 million, and priority 2 is Gas Zone 20, which is $3.65 million. So we may get one, we may get both. I'm hoping we at least get one, if not both.
Okay. And I see the company that, the engineering section that got the highest rating was Pan American.
Yes, sir. They're actually heavily involved in a PHMSA grant today. They're very familiar with the process. They're very familiar with what the requirements are for proper submittals and reimbursement. And we're recommending that you guys consider that selection tonight.
Okay. I just have one question. Most of this work is underground or above ground?
Oh, no, it's natural gas. It'd be all underground.
Underground? Okay.
Yes, sir.
And those lines probably say all the 1950s?
Yes, sir. It's time.
Oh, yeah.
Make a motion to recommend Pan American.
I second.
Okay, so moved and approved for Pan American to receive that. Now, thank you, Mr. For your depart. I have two other things I'd like to ask, since you are the the director. Just two things, simple questions. I've gotten calls from residents of Shenandoah, Horseshoe Drive, asking for gas lines. Can we look into it, study it?
We can, if you don't mind, Mr. Green, if you have some of the potential customers, can you give me those names? I need to see what their usage would be and then what our capital costs would be to justify that extension. If you only have 2 customers and it's going to cost $150,000 to extend the line, you may never recoup that capital cost, but it's something that we'll definitely look into.
Okay. And last item. Last week we had a couple of outages, electrical outages.
Yes, sir.
And I started getting calls around 6:30. People were calling the 318-473-1301 number. Can your department AI this, look into doing something possible to, the emergency, the light numbers, the utility, the light numbers only when people have problems with gas, water, and everything else, they instantly call and come out. But the electrical utilities out. I had people calling from up Third around the animal shelter.
Yes, sir.
And they said they never really go out because they're on the same service as the hospital. So they felt comfortable, but it hit them back to back. I think it was 7/8 and 7/10 that occurred. So a number that can roll over, you could help you out, help the citizens out. Like I said, I started getting calls at 6:30 and I was saying, what in the world? But, I take the call, so.
Yes, sir. We are looking into some type of AI system. In fact, I think Mr. Carpenter is going to look at some type of system like that. But I do want to remind the public that the best way to report an outage is Alex Connects. It goes directly to our SCADA system. We know exactly where the outage is. We know exactly what the complaint is. Sometimes they'll say, heard a loud boom, think the transformer's blown. They give you a lot of information on Alex Connects, and that's the best way to report any outage or issues, whether it be a street light, water, wastewater, gas. That is the avenue to connect to us. The difference between water and wastewater is you normally have just a few customers that are out or having an issue with electric. It could be a whole circuit. You could be talking about 500 homes that are all trying to call in at one time.
Correct.
And right now, we don't have a mechanism for that, but it is something that we're going to look into.
Yeah, the July 8th stemmed from Lower Third, portions of Martin Park, Government Street. It was pretty wide, vast coverage, so I guess that was overwhelming deal with them not being able to get through to that number. I started receiving calls, which I'm going to take, it's my job to take the message and try and forward it on. But if that's something you all are looking into, thinking about doing, it would be greatly appreciated. Alex Connect, people watching can hear that, and I thank you for your time, sir.
I got one more.
Yes, sir.
Just as just probably a favor, the first thing they're gonna call when the water starts falling is the pump in Martin Park. Once the rain starts, because I'm gonna get those calls on the pump working, and yesterday for the first time I couldn't make it all the way down there because the rain fell so fast, and it came up to my boots. But if I could get a text, email, boom, 100% of the time you guys call, the pumps are working.
Yes.
It is working.
All the pumps were working during the event.
So if you could shoot out something to the
I had
council.
a report that we had 3 inches of rain in 2 hours. An inch an hour is pretty sustainable
Yeah.
for our system, but when you get inundated with that much rain over a short period of time. Now, I didn't get any reports of any houses that had stormwater issues getting in the home. But again, it did fill up the streets. The pumps were working, but when you get 3 inches of rain in 2 hours, that's a lot.
I had one constituent not too far from Kroger, and in his gauge, he had 6 inches of water.
And that's the gauges that we have, like at the power plant and a few locations. So there could be heavier rainfall that we're not capturing as far as.
It came down, I always come down hard, but yesterday was the first time I couldn't make it to the pumps. I tell you,
Well,
I backed down.
I know I had calls on Millmark,
Mhm.
and the problem was the water, but it was more so people driving big trucks, rolling through, making waves. And I know some folks had to get sandbags out to put at their doors to keep water out. So that was on Millmark. I got problems I shared with him as Mr. Johnson as well over on Culpeper. So it was high. So the volume was overwhelming, the capacity for it to drain out, but it's gone now.
Yes.
So we don't have a flooding problem, but we had an issue of water leaving yesterday. So I appreciate everything those guys do.
The system was just overwhelmed.
Time.
Since we're on the subject, people need to be cognizant of what they put out on the curb. If they have mattresses and garbage cans, those things can flow and
stop up.
impede the flow of water to the ditch. So we did have an incident where a chain link fence, there was some mattresses and some debris that floated down and got lodged against the fence. Now, Public Works has since gone out and cleaned all that up, but that, I mean, it eventually trickles out, but it does stop the flow of water from getting in the ditch and then getting to the pumps, the stormwater pump station. So, people would just be cognizant of that, and that's another thing that hindered us this time.
Yes.
One loose garbage bag,
Stop
that's all
something
it
like that.
takes, one loose garbage bag.
All right.
All right,
Thank you
Mr.
for your time.
Canelo, as far as I'm concerned, thank you kindly for your presentation. Anything else from you gentlemen?
No, sir.
All right, thank you kindly. A&E Selection Committee is adjourned.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
Patient Committee is convening. Alexandria City Council meetings and council committee meetings are broadcast live and may be viewed live by the public on Optimum Cable Channel 4. A rebroadcast may be viewed on Optimum Cable Channel 4 and the City of Alexandria website, www.cityofalexandria.la.com. All right, Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Mr. Villard? Ms. Felter? Here. Mr. Lauderdale?
Here. We have a quorum, okay. All right, there's one matter I want us to discuss, and that is the unhoused in Alexandria and the surrounding areas. I think we cannot ignore the fact that homelessness affects all districts. And if you don't see it, you're blind.
Yeah.
I know there was a recent change of state law that deals with unhoused, and I was just wondering, I'd like to get some discussion from my colleagues on how they feel about the issue and what could we do to address it. I'm not saying that this has to all be done by the city, but there needs to at least be a discussion on this topic. So, Ms. Felton, would you like to weigh in?
Well, my biggest thought is, you're right, it can't fall on just one
No,
entity.
no.
I think partnerships and the work that people are doing across the city, Homeless Coalition, other places, I think that's important. And so perhaps, seeing what, because sometimes you just don't know what people are doing, what groups are doing until
Yeah.
you kind of put feelers out. I do know that there are all types of situations that lead people to being unhoused. And sometimes in a negative sense, the biggest thing that I've had constituents reach out to me for is regarding their businesses and people loitering and leaving trash and getting in dumpsters and raw meat being stripped out.
Yeah, yeah.
Causing that type of issue in a negative way. But then of course you have the humanitarian loving side that you want to help the people who need help. And so, from my opinion, you have to look at it in a balanced way, because we have to protect the citizens of Alexandria, business owners, property owners, and sometimes that involves people who are unhoused in a negative way, and it being something that is not good for people's businesses. And so, in the past couple months, I've had multiple business owners reach out kind of along Jackson Street area who have had concerns, and they've gotten with me, they've gotten with the police department to try to address some issues. Some other business owners who have had to do things like more secure their dumpsters better so that things can't get into. So I think sometimes we have to look at both sides of the coin when we talk about this issue.
I couldn't agree with you more. Mr. Fowler, do you have an opinion?
Yeah, I always have an opinion.
Yes, sir.
Whether people like it, want to hear it, or
Sometimes it's not good. I attended, as several of us did, the last briefing, and the chief of police gave a comprehensive overview on homelessness and the issues that exacerbate it. And I thought it was very, very, item by item, it was very accurate. And it gave an indication of several of the causes and effects and how different ways to approach it. And I think that the problem needs to be addressed in a way that other than, if you provide somewhere a roof in a place that's warm and cold, that's one thing. But that's not the cause of the homelessness. And I think that somehow or another, the overall approach has to be, how do you fix the different mental problems, the drug problems, the alcohol problems, the dependency that they develop on different things. And I'm terribly sad for people that are addicted to stuff and can't handle life, but I don't know where the city can correct the cause. We can help do something, make it easier for different folks that want to build stuff like this, that have those tax credits and things like that. We can try to pave the way for them to do it, but it's a mighty expensive undertaking. And so far, nationwide, it shows very poor results.
Mr. Green, do you have a comment?
Oh, yes, sir. When the former Governor Bobby Jindal closed down Central Hospital, that put plenty of people out with mental illness cases. The officers are trained to deal with violent crimes, and you never know when they're going to encounter someone having a mental breakdown. Recently, in this past legislature, there was a House Bill 211, Act 788. It goes into effect January 1st of 2027, dealing with homelessness. Lafayette is waiting to January to take effect on doing what they're going to do, and they're working with the Homeless Coalition down through there to do something conducive that will help these people in a situation. To myself, the way, and this is me, one vote, Jules Green, how that was handled over on Caston Street, why it was handled so fast. I've gotten so many calls, people saying it was so inhumane. I didn't even know those people were back there until this happened. I didn't know they were down there on Sturks Road until people brought it to my attention. So that tells you, when I go that way, I don't see it. They weren't there. I just can't understand why we jumped the gun. Now, let me say this. The incident that occurred at Rapides General, I'm getting a lot of street lawyers, as my mother would say, saying that wasn't a homeless person. We don't know that. It hadn't been proven. But the fact of the matter is, the city of Alexandria citizens did not appreciate what happened on Castle Street. The way that was bulldozed down, those people were scattered like all get out, no consideration. And the fact that this bill doesn't go into effect until January 1st, and the provider was the was Debbie Villard out of Kenner. And that was a very contentious bill in the state legislature. Mr. Gist may be familiar with it. But we have to be humane when we deal with people. The Bible says the poor is going to be with us always.
Yeah.
And I sit here and people say, I'm doing so well, but know my story. You see the glory, but you need to know my story. Those people had a hard time. We are all one paycheck, 2 paychecks away from any kind of disaster in our household. So we need to be considerate the way we address the homeless, the way we react to the homeless, and they do need help. But we as Alexandria, we've got to do a better job. Having friends on councils around the state, I'm so glad I do. I can communicate with them the way they're handling situations, far different the way we're handling situations here in Alexandria. That's all I have to say, Mr. Lawbert. Thank you.
Mr. Green, I echo your sentiments. We should treat the unhomed in a manner consistent with Christian teachings. So I was going to suggest that we put together a task force and get community players, the administration, other unhomed resources that we have in this area, because, Mr. Fowler, you're correct. This is something the city cannot handle by itself. It's going to be a tremendous expenditure.
Part of it.
Yeah, I agree with you. We do need to be a part of it. So I would just like for us to convene a task force with community players and to see what we can do to address the issue, because it appears to be getting worse.
You have to have people with the knowledge of
Yeah.
what you're trying to achieve
Yeah.
and how to define the problems and overcome them. If you don't do that, you're wasting your time.
All righty. Now, Mr. Gist, are you aware of that bill that Mr. Green referenced?
I've read the title, and I'm aware that there's a bill that has some legislative imprimatur,
Can you explain to us how it works?
I didn't bring it, I wasn't.
I know I'm putting you on the spot, but I was just wondering if you're familiar with it.
Not without reviewing it, Mr. Long.
All right, it's my appreciation if you are camping on on public land, you could be charged with trespassing. I think the first offense is a misdemeanor, and then the second offense is a felony.
I'm aware of that.
And it also, I guess, multiple offenses come with prison time. And some people call it slavery adjacent. I was just wondering, okay. I was just wondering if you,
Again, you mentioned it, but one of the big things, are these setups on public land, or are they on private people's land?
I don't know. And,
One of my things on Starks Road is on private person.
yeah,
I'm
and,
not sure, but I think so.
and Mr. Green, I knew people were camping out there off Casson Street, and there's also another encampment behind Rapides Regional Hospital.
I'm familiar with the one up there by D.G. Hunter, but on the
Yeah.
side of the levee.
Yeah.
That was the one that I knew of.
Yeah.
As far as Castle Street, you pull up to the red light to go to Pineville, they're sitting there, numerous people, I don't know where they came from, where they come from. But as Mr. Milton Gordon in a community meeting did tell me that those people come from Pineville. We're going to Zion Hill one Sunday morning at 8 o'clock, for 8 o'clock service. I saw a treasure trove of people coming across the bridge right here. And I said, well, he did tell me they come early in the morning from Pineville. And I did witness that on that Sunday morning. I was like, good God.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Well,
the poor's going to be with us. We have to do a better job in handling this
You need to hear
situation.
the chief's summation of the different areas of problems that we have. It's very good.
Yeah, well,
I wasn't, I was out of town traveling the day of the briefing, so I could not attend. And I listened to what I could, so I need to go back and listen to the whole thing. But what it seemed like the Casson Street situation was more about restoring the I-49 lighting junction than in getting that back going. I mean, I think there was some issue there. I mean,
I didn't know. Okay.
but
Lighting junction?
yeah, like there were some damage and things that, I mean, I would just watch the briefing and listen to them.
Okay.
Really.
All right. Well, I would like for us to, I'd like for a task force to be assembled with various committee players.
You might check with administration, they may be working on something
Okay.
along those
Okay.
lines right now.
All right.
I got the idea that they were. The chief has spent a lot of time on it. He spent a lot of time in the areas of the homeless encampments, and he's talked to the people. And from my appreciation of what he said, they were not unaware of the things that were coming. They should have been totally.
Well, I understand that the administration is aware, but policy comes from us. So we're the ones who needs to hand down policy on how the city is to handle this. So I'll be reaching out to the administration to see what they're doing, but I would like a task force assembled to address this issue. And like you said, you got business people who are complaining about the unhomed, impacting the businesses and
Right.
making messes, but we have to balance that with Christian principles.
Absolutely.
So, okay.
I agree with that, and I think the task force needs to understand the bill and
How it works.
be able to implement things that are going to follow that, but also do it in a way like you're saying.
All right. Any more comments?
Can the public comment, Malcolm, or just y'all?
Does the public?
Up to you.
I'd like to say something if you don't mind.
Just 30 seconds, Mr.
Yes,
White.
sir.
30
Thank you, sir.
seconds. 30 seconds.
Yes, sir. 30 seconds. Gotcha. Gwen, my name is Mr. Cornelius Lawson White Jr. I live at 3638 10th Street in Alexandria, Louisiana, 71302. My phone number is area code 318-446-6934. Mr. Malcolm, I appreciate you letting me speak on this because the public does need to make a comment. I don't know if y'all know what they're doing in Lake Charles. They've gotten a hotel and the churches and the homeless coalition and stuff to house the homeless and stuff. So that's what they're doing in Lake Charles. I saw that on the news. And a lot of people were upset the way we handle things. I know the chief said that they're busing these people in from all over, and I don't understand that. And that doesn't make any sense. And now they're going to have these illegal families out there in England Airport. If they're not going to be fenced in, then they're going to be running around the city and stuff too. So we need to talk about the illegals that they're going to be bringing in here at England Airport. I don't think the public's going to like with them if they're not going to be in a fenced-in area.
All right, thank you, Mr. White. We got it.
Okay.
We got it, brother. Appreciate
All
you.
right.
All right. This committee is adjourned.
Alexandria City Council meeting and council committee meetings are broadcast live and may be viewed live by the public on Optum Cable Channel 4, and a rebroadcast may be viewed on Optum Channel 4 in the City of Alexandria website. We can have the invocation by Mr. Lawberdane and the pledge by Ms. Councilwoman Felton.
Everyone bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, we thank you for this moment, and we thank you for this opportunity. Crown our heads with wisdom.
Yes.
Give us that love that flows from heart to heart and breast to breast. Understand that we're here to do your will for the
Yes.
betterment of the city of Alexandria.
Yes.
I know that we won't always agree, but understand we're always working to be better and always
yes.
follow
Yes.
your principles and teachings.
Yes.
We thank you for traveling grace here. We're going to thank you as we head home.
Thank you.
In these blessings we ask in your name, Jesus Christ, amen.
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 I'm gonna have to hug you on that.
Been practicing.
Join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Boy, I gotta put on my glasses. Roll call, please.
Mr. Johnson,
Present.
Ms. Felter. Here. Mr. Green,
Present.
Mr. Fowler,
I'm here.
Mr. Ballard, Mr. Loriday.
Here.
Ms. Perry.
Here.
Madam President, you have a quorum.
Okay. Approval of minutes. Motion and a second for the approval of minutes, please. Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilwoman.
Madam President,
Mhm.
there is a correction that needs to be made. It's a typo in the minutes. It said July the 14th, 2026, and it should be June 30th, 2026.
Okay.
F, executive session to be held pursuant to RS 4217A, 2 on the following.
Somebody signed up to speak for the minutes.
Yes.
And
Oh,
we
did
can
you?
take a vote either.
We do.
Oh, you need to take a vote? Okay.
What we voting on?
The minutes.
We
Oh.
also have somebody signed up to speak.
Oh, on the minutes, okay. Mr. White,
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam President.
you welcome.
Again, my name is Mr. Cornelius Lawson White Jr. I live at 3638 10th Street in Alexandria, Louisiana. My zip is 71302, and my phone number is area code 318-446-6934. I'm sorry I missed the meeting last time, but I had a little difficulty. The only thing I say is that a lot of people, I just disagree with the minutes. I don't disagree with none of y'all per se, but we need more public input on things. And I want to thank somebody came by the house and gave me a nice little July 4th. So happy birthday, America, 250. Hopefully we'll make 250 more years. So God bless America and God bless Alexandria.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Public comments, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay. F, executive session to be held pursuant RS 4217A, 2 on the following. A, to consider an executive session to receive a report and the recommendation of the city attorney, and to authorize the city attorney to settle and compromise the matter Maya Landry versus City of Alexandria and Maya Trent and Hammerman and Gaynor LLC, docket number 276743, Division D, 9th Judicial Court, Rapides Parish, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. B, to consider an executive session to receive a report and with the recommendation of the city attorney, and to authorize the city attorney to settle and compromise the matter Debbie Smith and Max Smith versus Timothy Foreman in City of Alexandria, docket 275767, Division F, 9th Judicial District Court, Rapides Parish, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. C, to consider an executive session to receive a report and the recommendation of the city attorney, and to authorize the city attorney to settle and compromise the matter Magdalena Guillory versus City of Alexandria and Charles Love Jr., docket number 280797, Division F, 9th Judicial Court, Rapides Parish, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto.
Okay, I need a motion and a second to go
So
in.
moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Johnson. Need a roll call?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Fowler,
Yes.
Mr. Ballard, Mr. Loriday,
Yes.
Ms. Perry,
Yes.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes.
Ms. Felton. Yes. Mr. Green,
Yes.
unanimous, Madam President.
Okay, we have any public comments? Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
We'll take executive section.
Move to second.
Move
Putting it back for executive. Administration is requesting that this item be re-advertised.
Okay.
So I need a motion and a second to,
Maria.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Johnson.
number 3, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for liquid chlorine 1-ton cylinder for the water and wastewater departments. Number 4, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for natural gas welding services for the gas department. Number 5, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to grant a special exception for water services for Bayou Rapids RV Parks located along Browns Bend Road near England Drive, LA 498. Number 6, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to renew the existing contract with U.S. Line of Alexandria for landscape maintenance services for 6th Street and Johnston parking lot. Number 7, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to renew the existing contract with the U.S. Lines of Alexandria for landscape maintenance services for Upper 3rd Streetscape. Number 8, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to renew the existing contract with the U.S. Line of Alexandria for landscape maintenance service for 9th Street Streetscape. Number 9, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to renew the existing contract with Janitress Cleaning and Staffing LLC for janitorial services for the A-Trans bus terminal. Number 10, introduction of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the lowest proposal received for Emerald Transformer for the service of transformer repairs, pole mount, and pad mount for the electric distribution department. Number 11, introduction of an ordinance amending ordinance number 42-2026 for construction and maintenance materials. Number 12, introduction of an ordinance annexing 26.73 acres being Track 1, 6.71 acres, and Track 2, 20.02 acres located in Section 41, 53, and 54 of Township 4, North Range 2 West, Rapides Parish, Louisiana.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Johnson. Any items to committee?
number 12.
H, resolution. Number 13, a resolution authorizing advertisement for bids for Cheatham Park Pavilion door replacement.
Motion, please.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Lloyd, second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments, discussion.
Yes,
Public comment.
that's a public comment.
Mr. White.
Thank you, Madam President. Appreciate you. Yeah, I want to thank the council because it's about time those doors get replaced and everything, so that's a good thing. There's another little pavilion over there where a big tree fell on it, so that needs to be looked at too. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. White. Any discussion?
Okay, Madam President, Mr. White spoke on what I was asked. When, Mr. Gist or Mr. Caffrey, when we address that pavilion that he's speaking on Jones Street? I know it was hit, but I know we're talking about, we're still in Cheatham Park, but that pavilion has been down for a while, and it really needs to be taken care of. Citizens are calling, complaining about the lack of use of it. And I know they've called Ms. Perry as well. Do you know what I'm speaking of, the one on Jones and Broadway? The tree that recently hit it?
Yes, so the small pavilion actually has been struck by 2 different trees within the last probably month and a half. The Community Services Division is actually working on a plan to either bring that pavilion in its current state back to use or looking at what they can do with regard to that location. But there's a plan that's being worked by the Community Services Division.
Thank you. And I'd like to also say that I would like to thank personally Senator Jay Luno for the $150,000 that he got for the next session for the state, for the Cheatham Park.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Luno.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
I, ordinances for final adoption subject to public hearing. Number 14, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for City Hall handicap ramp structural renovation.
Motion, please.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilwoman Felter. Public comments, discussion. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 15, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the proposal received from Urban Design Ventures LLC for HUD Consulting Services.
Motion, please. Motion by Councilman Fowler,
Second.
second by Councilwoman Felter. Public comments, Mr. White?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam President. Again, this is something that's very well needed, the HUD and all like that. There was a young lady that was going to speak today because she's got mold in her house, and I think she's with the house, she's in one of the Alexander Housing Authorities, but she didn't show up today. So I hope and pray she'll reach out to one of y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. White. Discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 16, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for annual uniform for the fire department.
Motion, please. Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Johnson. Public comments? Mr. White?
Thank you, Madam President. Again, with the fire department, I hope, just like the police department, we'll use Kaplans and stuff, try to hire local, buy local. And I would just want to say one more thing. We lost a U.S. Marshal the other day, so we need to pray for that family and everything. So God bless you, and God bless America.
Thank you, Mr. White. Discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 17, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for three-phase pad mount. The administration is requesting that this item be delayed for 2 weeks.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Johnson. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 18, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for spun pre-stressed wood pole equivalent concrete poles for the electric distribution department.
Motion, please. Motion by Councilman Fowler, second.
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Felter. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 19, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for single-phase pole mount. The administration is requesting that this item be delayed for 2 weeks.
Move to delay.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Johnson. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 20, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for single-phase pole mount. The administration is requesting that this item be delayed for 2 weeks.
Motion, please. Motion by Councilman Fowler, second.
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Felter. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 21, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for chlorination and dechlorination equipment. The administration is requesting that this item be delayed for 2 weeks.
Moved by Councilman Fowler, second.
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Felter. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 22, to consider final adoption of an ordinance authorizing the mayor to accept the low bid submitted for healthcare clinic building renovation. The administration is requesting that we reject all bids, and they are going to re-advertise at a later date.
Move to reject.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Johnson. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 23, to consider final adoption of an ordinance to accept the recommendation of the city attorney and to authorize the city attorney to sell and compromise the matter Maya Landry versus City of Alexandria, Maya Trent and Hammerman and Gaynor LLC, docket number 276743, Division D, 9th Judicial Court, Rapides Parish, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. The administration is requesting that this item be delayed for 2 weeks.
Move to delay.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second
Second.
by Councilman Lawberdane. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 24, to consider final adoption of an ordinance to accept the recommendation of city attorney and to authorize the city attorney to settle and compromise the matter Debbie Smith and Max Smith versus Timothy Farmer and City of Alexandria, docket number 275767, Division F, 9th Judicial Court, Rapides Parish, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. The administration is requesting that this item be delayed for 2 weeks.
Move to delay.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by
Second?
Councilwoman Felter. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried.
Number 25, to consider final adoption of an ordinance to accept the recommendation of the city attorney and to authorize the city attorney to settle and compromise the matter Magdalena Guillory versus City of Alexandria and Charles Love Jr., docket number 280797, Division F, 9th Judicial Court, Rapides Parish, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto, and the administration is requesting that this item be delayed for 2 weeks.
Move to delay.
Motion by Councilman Fowler, second by Councilman Lawberdane. Public comments, discussion, all in favor? Motion carried.
Number 26, to consider final action of an ordinance authorizing accepting the Federal Transit Administration FTA Section 5307 funding through the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development, DOTD, for transit operation assistance and to automatic passenger APC system for the Alexandria Transit System, A-Trans.
Motion, please.
Move.
Motion by Councilman Councilman Lawberdane,
Second.
second by Councilman Fowler. Public comments?
Yes.
Mr. White? You're welcome.
Yeah, this good. We need to work more on the A-trains. I don't know if y'all are aware of it, but some of the buses are leaking and stuff. They got to open up umbrellas. So I just want to make people aware of that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. I would like to do a moment of silence for the marshal that was killed. Okay, thank you. Meeting adjourned.